WNYWaterCooler.com.
WNYWaterCooler.com.
Watch the news for 5 minutes, Steve, and then tell me that your life is awful. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of the clown show. Tired of it. You've got a playoff team. You got a team that's won 3 in a row, and you're miserable because you love being miserable because that's what you're about. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you wasting our time on the air with your clown shoe garbage. Tired of it. Get a life. Watch CNN. You're a clown. Get a life, Steve. Don't bother my life. Lose the number. You're banned. You're not allowed to call anymore. I'm done with him. Done with him. I'm going away. You want to put him on the air? You want to be a clown? Be my guest. Steve is banned. Life is too short, too important to waste time on this filthy human piece of garbage. If Steve's on, I'm leaving.
Thanks for the patience.
Oh, I'm nuke. I gotta have a lot of patience. All right, hold on a second. Welcome back. WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. We have our magnificent host, Steve, and we have Coast on the line, too.
Jan, man, what's going on?
A lot of people were complaining about my energy level last week, so I got to pretend that I'm happy or pretend that I'm enthused or something, you know?
Well, you're going into a season where the Bills are good, and you're about to talk to me, so a lack of energy or excitement wasn't too surprising. From my standpoint, it's not, if we sucked, it'd be in your wheelhouse.
Well, I know how to react. I don't know how to react when everyone just assumes we're going to win the fucking Super Bowl. We're not going to lose any games. At WGR, I don't know anyone. There's nothing to dislike about Josh Allen. Everyone I know likes him.
That's what GR says? I haven't listened. I really haven't listened all season. Those guys are
Chap and the Poodle. That's what they said. Yeah, and they're chirping at the one guy from the one gambling site. Oh yeah, Bills. Oh, they're gonna cover 10. That's easy. I know they're all fanboys now. They're like cheerleaders for this fucking team.
Wow, full circle after 3 years ago, where I felt like they all just.
Well, yeah, they wanted to prove that they're right about Allen. They want to run everyone out of town. I mean, we don't punt anymore, so I guess the punter thing that's gone. I mean, no one even mentions that anymore.
The punter thing, yeah, I thought that story. One of our buddies, T-Rec, thought that was going to be a sticking point the rest of the season.
They had no legs. So at the Rams game, we want to touch on that a little bit. I mean, it was 10-10 at halftime. Stafford looked like a wounded duck, just laying out on the field. He was horrible. I mean, I was surprised by our boy number 40. He played great, although biggest stage in LA against his former team. Of course, he's going to show up. Is he going to show up like that every week? I don't know. Probably not, but.
That game went exactly as I thought it would. I actually thought we played not even close to how good we can play. We were sloppy in the first half.
But you thought we weren't going to play as well as we were capable of?
Well, I think I predicted like 41-14, and it was 31-10, so I was a little bit off on the how many points we would win by. But
a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles. 3 really dumb ones. I mean, it's the first game, so sort of give him a pass. We can't be fumbling. These backs, man. Cook's first carry of his career, and he puts it on the turf. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
it made
us throw passes to fucking Zach Moss. I mean,
yeah,
I know you guys. Yeah, I actually saw you for a couple minutes of a Bills game. That you're very excitable about that. 2nd and 6, he gets 2 yards. It was 3rd and 4. I thought that we were hosting the Lombardi after that play.
Allen was taking what they were giving him in the first half, and that's what we have to do because that's going to set us up later in the game. If Allen can be that efficient in the short and medium passing game, there's no way to defend them. There's no way to stop our offense at all. And that's what they did in the first half.
Yeah, I'm bitching that they're not throwing the ball deep, and you guys are like, "Shut the fuck up." And then what happened?
Every play you were saying that. Every play.
We didn't. The first half we didn't throw the ball deep once, and then what we do in the second half we come out and do that, and we touchdown, and what a shocker.
Yeah, but you don't throw deep to throw deep. You can't force it. You can't force those plays down the field. We used to do that in Allen's first and second year. Remember that Patriots game in 2019? He's just throwing bombs for no reason. They're just getting picked off. You can't do that. No, I don't remember
that game. Well, it was an impressive win. It was very impressive. I mean, 2019 home or away?
2019 home game, we lost 13-6. Your boy came in, led us down the field to the 5 going into tie, and we couldn't punch it in. You don't remember that game? Allen had 4 picks. Dable chewed him out on the sideline. Come on.
Maybe. I mean,
he went in concussion protocol, Allen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember he got hit.
Yeah, so
head on the turf, but yeah. Well, either way, that was a very impressive win. I mean, that's a tough spot, and they came out in the second half and they just completely fucking smoked them. So
I mean, they did in the first half too. I mean, it should have been 21-3 at halftime.
We had 3 turnovers in the first half.
Right, but if you don't,
Allen's bouncing balls off of receivers' arms.
Allen's hitting guys too much in the middle of their chest pads that it's causing it to bounce weird. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
The ball is too accurate and causing McKenzie to knock it in the air. Man, 86% completion percentage. It didn't seem like we came close to punting. I mean, we must have had a few third downs. But
Benford had more snaps than Elam. Does that mean that we just found a gem in this Benford guy, or Elam sucks? A little bit of both? I mean, I don't know who's older. I guess I could look it up. I'm not that fucking busy.
I think what they're saying is Elam, was he a man corner at Florida, and we don't play that, and maybe there's more of a learning curve. I don't even know where Benford. I mean, they're playing the better guy. So they both played, so it's not like Elam.
He went to Nova. Well, it's Benford's birthday next week. How cute. He'll be 22.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about Elam. I mean, if we found a diamond in the rough with Benford, that's great. And I mean, both of them will probably be on the bench. Well, not, when White comes back, unless one of them supplants Dane. But the Rams?
Elam's younger. He won't be 22 till next year. But, no one's really talking about, because everyone just thinks the Bills are going to win every game by millions of points. But Jackson's not practicing. So both these dickheads are going to be out there. I mean, luckily the Titans have
no one.
I mean, they have a couple of receivers.
Robert Woods and some rookies.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy from Arkansas. They didn't even use Woods last week. He had 2 targets or something. But
Rock probably thinks that's the best receiving core in the AFC South. Or the AFC, period.
Well, I don't know. He might not be wrong, but I mean, he probably is.
They lost to the Giants in their home opener. I mean, that's a tough way to start the season. But they always find a way to they play down. I feel like they play down to their competition and up to their competition.
Yeah, we'll get. I just had my rant of the day. When is a review actually a review? Because we were arguing about this on Sunday. So there was some weird play. It was a fumble or an interception or something. I mean, we all know that turnovers and stuff are reviewable, but if they don't stop the play clock and it doesn't go upstairs, well, what do you consider a play it was reviewed?
What? I mean, I thought they had under 2 minutes. It was the ref had to stop the game.
Yeah. Okay. So it was just the play in just say the third quarter. And it was I'm I don't think that's a fumble, or I don't think that was an interception, but they called it a fumble or an interception. They gave the ball to the other team, and then they just played. They didn't stop the clock they didn't go to commercial. They didn't even stop the play clock. And I'm they didn't review it. And everyone else is they reviewed it. meaning like they confirmed that it was a fumble or an interception without stopping the game. So is that considered they reviewed it?
I didn't think that they did that. I thought anytime they did a review, they basically stopped the game. The ref was like, the play is under review. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know for sure. But I've never.
No,
I didn't think
that's
that
my
they
point.
just like. I didn't think they did like a on the fly review in like 12 seconds. Like
exactly. They'll say, "Oh, we got to take a closer look at it," and then they'll stop the game. That to me is considered under review. But everyone else was arguing that they looked at it quick enough. But I still never got an answer from these clowns about why then they would look at some plays longer. But people just want to pile on me and say I'm always wrong. So it's like an avalanche after a little while. Because I shout too much, I think. I don't know.
Well, and you've yet to admit, maybe like twice you've admitted that you were wrong in the past month. Actually, it might be the only 2 times ever. That might have something to do with it. But I don't know. I always thought they stopped.
I'm not wrong usually.
I mean, more often than you'd like to admit to yourself. But I thought they stopped the game, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. Good.
I
was right.
I would vote this way. I would agree with you, but I don't know.
All right, so then we'll move on to the Titans because I was right about that. I got a lot of stuff here written down. I don't know. So,
oh man, wow,
7 p.m. start, kind of weird. They're talking about.
Oh my god, amazing.
It's a nightmare. Fucking I mean, I don't even want to talk about my family, but
half day, baby.
Yeah, half day for these fucking preschool kids. Can't be on a bus for an extra 20 minutes.
I got a preschool full day, elementary a half day for me.
Just an absolute nightmare. I need to be a teacher and do nothing. Complain and do nothing. I mean, that's what I do anyways. I might as well get paid union wages to do it and have the whole summer off. Imagine.
That would be right up your alley. Doing nothing, complaining. Wow.
Yeah. I would complain about the union
no, for sure.
So it's just gonna be all bandwagon fans there on Monday. It's gonna be like women and children, like, oh hey guys, celebrate our Super Bowl. I don't know.
$300 to $400 to sit in the lower bowl.
Well, I was gonna, I had that written down. 272. No, it was. So for this game, it was 240. If you wanted to pair at the worst spot, the Pittsburgh game 272.
Yeah, that's not surprising. You're competing with more.
Yeah, there's people there. There's actual opponents' fans, but still.
Yeah, lots of Steeler fans try and gobble up those tickets. Tennessee, I mean, there's gonna be like a 500.
Yeah, they don't even have any. They don't even have fans in their own city. But
72 is that's a pair.
Well, per ticket.
Pair.
Per ticket, yeah.
That's the cheapest for a pair Pittsburgh. For the Steelers game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, this was as of Wednesday when we were going to do the podcast, but so I had that written down. The line's 10.
Think how much money you can make.
Yeah, by not going. Sitting on I don't know. Did you hear this? That ESPN is going to split screen it and have both the games on at once?
No, I didn't hear that. I would hope not. Can't they put one? I thought one was on ABC, one was on ESPN.
I don't know. They were saying on the radio that they're going to do that, but people in Buffalo would revolt. I mean, they can't. I don't know. That's what they
I'm not
said
watching. I don't want to watch a split screen. That would suck. I don't understand why. What's the other game? Eagles Vikings. Like, why are we getting like the B team announcers? I'm confused by that. Not like I really care.
Why do they have? I don't understand why they have a 7 and an 8:30 game. It doesn't make any sense either.
Why can't they do like 6:15 and 8:45 or something? I don't know.
6:15.
Well, just to have it's not
know
overlapping. Yeah, it doesn't have to overlap as much.
I don't know. I think 10 is too much. What do you think?
10? I would give.
Well, that's because you're ridiculous.
They won by 21 last week. I would have taken I wish I would have taken the adjusted line minus 18.
We played against. I bet the Bills. Well, because I saw Stafford. We played against a quarterback with 2 left arms. That guy looked like his career is over.
Yeah, all these I don't want to make this into a big point, but these coaches that get it probably doesn't end up like mattering whether you play guys in the preseason or not. Like if you really look at it, but like I feel like coaches get like praised for not playing anyone in the preseason, but in the opposite for like coaches that do play guys in the preseason. Like look at Kansas City, they play their guys a ton in the preseason. We only played our guys like a half maybe, but I don't know. Like the Rams looked horrible, and would they have been a little bit sharper if they guys prepped for a game? I don't know, but like,
well, you can't go against the smart guy, quote unquote, the math guy, fucking I'm cool, Jeremy White narrative. If you go against what all the cool kids on Twitter are saying, then they make you out to be an idiot. Like, oh, this play had a 3.2% chance increase winning percentage.
We've talked a ton about this. We've talked a ton about that in the past. That stuff drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah, if you go the opposite of what the smart, quote unquote, smart people on Twitter say, then you're you're from the 50s or whatever they fucking.
Well, I saw Jeremy White this morning on Twitter talking about the Chargers punting up 10 or something, like from midfield on like 4th and 3. And I'm like, I'd want to punt there all day. Like up 10, fourth quarter, 4th and 3 from midfield. Why? Like I would punt.
Well,
I don't know. Like,
I mean, the Chargers Chiefs game was weird, but I don't.
I mean, it's just like
a lot of that is because people thought that Staley would always go for it, and then he doesn't when they. It's just like everyone else. They go to Arrowhead and everyone's scared. They shit their pants.
Dude, these guys got like they're just like watching games, just waiting for like a 4th down in between the 40s, and they're gonna like just no matter what the coach decides, they're gonna like go to that computer cowboy Twitter handle and like, oh, if it's 1% the wrong way, oh, what a terror, oh, it's so dumb.
Exactly.
Like,
you're talking about like decimal points. Yeah, you're talking about decimal points of winning percentage, whatever the fuck that is. But
and the Chargers, real quick on them because it does matter for us. That team, this media Justin Herbert obsession. I mean, is it just me or? Every time I watch this guy play, I'm just really not like people are like in awe of him. Like he's the greatest thing like quarterback ever to come into the league. Like I've never been like, wow, this guy's amazing ever. And the fact of the matter is they lose. They just lose constantly. He's under 500. They like try and lose every game. And there's so much criticism out there about the Chargers play calling, like holding Herbert back. And is it really like Herbert, like, or is that just what Herbert's comfortable with and like throwing short on 1st down? Like, I don't know. Like, how good is Justin Herbert? How good are the Chargers? Or is their coaching staff really just terrible?
Well, it can't be neither. You know, it's got to be the coach or the quarterback's overrated. I watched Herbert in Oregon. I watched him more in Oregon than for the Chargers, whatever city they play in this week. But yeah, I don't really understand the love of there because he gets a lot of passing yards, so people love him. But
and he has like some highlight throws. But like I watch him and I'm just like, I don't know, like he doesn't do anything that like jumps off at me as like, I mean, I'm not saying he's like not good. I mean, I'm not even saying he's not one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league. But like this like narrative of him.
I don't get it either. I pretty much agree with you, strangely. But I mean, he's just chucking the ball to Mike Williams against the Chiefs on Thursday, and he came down with it, but I thought he was off the whole game. And I'm saying that, and they were up 10, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot!" And then they scored like 7 more points the rest of the game.
And even that pick six, like I'm listening to some podcasts today, and everyone's trying to like absolve Herbert of blame on that pick six. Like, oh, Everett was tired. Oh, it might have been a miscommunication. How about it was just a terrible decision and a terrible throw, and he like cost him the game.
Well, yeah, it was a bad decision because he's the one that's rushing them up to the line. It's not the offensive coordinator saying run up to the line. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall I blame the tight end, but also you're right. The decision to rush everyone up there when they had no reason to have to rush up there. He tried to check himself out. You can't blame if he's trying to check himself out. The coach, somebody's got to notice that. I mean, that's Staley and the quarterback. They should be all be paying attention. But Whatever.
I just think that he needs people need to chill a little bit. I think on Herbert. That's all. Get to a 500. Get to 500 career record, and then maybe we can talk about how good he is. He's 16-18 as a starter. Josh Allen through 34 games was way better than that. I can tell you that much. 5 and 6, 10, 15. I'll figure it out later.
Okay, cool. Well, so we're playing Vrabel. Oh, and you were saying, -10, that's plenty, or take whatever. What do you think? Oh, so Vrabel's played 28 games as a 3-point or more dog. So 28 games. What do you think his record is as a 3-point or more dog?
28 game, like covering or winning outright?
Straight up win-loss record.
Well, I said before that I think they play up to their competition. So I guess I would have to say that, consistent with that thought, unless I'm just lost, I'd have to say he's like 19-9.
What? Did you hear that stat?
No.
Yeah, he's 19-9.
I love it.
That's strange. I wouldn't. Jesus Christ. Well, you ruined my point. But 19-9 as a 3-point dog or more, just straight up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they play because everyone just thinks they suck because they do. But for whatever reason, they just when they play these good teams, they just hang around and I don't know. And then teams somehow beat themselves. I mean, look at last year's game. I mean, we had no business losing that game to them.
AJ Brown was freaking good.
He did torch us in the second half, but that dude's not on the team anymore, and I think that's a big deal. Not like other people are probably saying it's a big deal too, but that dude's unbelievable. That dude's unbelievable, and I was terrified of him. He was the number one player that I was afraid of. I'm never afraid of him.
It's basically going to be the exact same thing with Diggs. They're going to say he was a prima donna, or he was a complainer, he was malcontent, and he's going to go to Philly and blow up, and everything's fine. He just wanted to get paid like he deserves to get paid because just like Diggs. I mean, I'm not all for players getting paid. I don't give a fuck what they get paid, but if you think you deserve it and someone's going to pay you and you actually put up the stats, okay, get paid, fine.
Yeah,
but, I mean, they're going to regret that big time.
He's amazing, and their whole offense was to just hand the ball off. Can't blame him for wanting out. And then they traded him. They traded him for and who did they draft? I forget now, but
dude from Arkansas, my boy.
Your boy Burks?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Well, it doesn't make much sense. You draft. I mean, Treylon Burks is he's almost like a doppelganger to me of AJ Brown. Big guy, pretty fast. I mean, we'll see, but the timeline doesn't make sense with Tannehill. Why they did this? You might as well have just gotten rid of Tannehill and restarted then. But
I'd be much more nervous if Willis. Well, probably wouldn't be, but Willis brings more to the table. I feel like than Tannehill. I can see Willis starting by mid-October.
Well,
1-5.
Well, the thing with, their division is just trash, so they're not going to be out of it. But I don't know. So I gave Vrabel a good stat there. Bills, they've won 19 of their last 26 by double digits.
Yep. So
it's only happened twice. That type of generally, not 26 games exactly, but the Rams, greatest show on turf, and then the Dolphins when they went 19-0 or whatever their record was.
We didn't, and we lost all of the other games. Are we talking regular season or what, only? Yeah, we lost every other game. Season. Yeah, because our last win, we did have a 1-score win against the Colts in the playoffs, but
yeah, when Allen tried to give the game away, that was holy shit. I still have nightmares about that one.
You love going back. The only thing I think about from that play is D. Will. For covering that fumble. I can't even. Our last regular season game where we won by one score was, I think it was the Patriots home game in 2020 when Newton fumbled. I think every other win since then has been by double digits.
Jesus.
And I guess if you want to have one thing to be worried about this season, it's how will we handle? I mean, I still think it's mostly luck, these close games, but seven straight close game losses is
that's
more
trend.
than luck.
But people like the guy because the coach used to be a wrestler or some shit. I don't fucking know. But all right, so I have some other. Okay, so
Bring it.
Vrabel as a player, 16-2 against the Bills.
Yeah.
Which it
I
helps.
was talking to a coworker this week who's he's a Bills fan, lives in Rochester. I'm like, I hate the Titans, and he's like, why? Because they beat us last year. I'm like, I listed like 8 things off. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, you might as well give the list. I mean, people are listening.
It all starts with Music City Miracle.
Of course.
Well,
a lot of people like don't remember that. Like that was, to me, that was like the most devastating thing. That was
I shed tears.
I like beat up my neighbor. That's when I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm Jesus Christ.
I've Vrabel, just Vrabel, period. The Patriot history. I've always hated that dude. All those Vrabel, Brewski, all those guys. Tannehill, always hated that guy. Always.
Tannehill doesn't bother me because he.
Oh God, he bothers me so much. I can't really put my finger on it. I just can't stand him.
Well, because the Dolphins always get overhyped early in August and September every year for the last 20 years. The Dolphin hype. They always hyped Tannehill. Oh, Tannehill. Just it never pans out with the Dolphins. Never.
Just the way they play, like it's the most boring style.
Lancaster Speedway? What the fuck? Damn, taking in some circuit. I don't even know I don't even know racing terms. I don't know. Drag racing.
I don't know.
I hear enough about fucking F1. I know that.
I don't even know anything about F1. Is that another like trendy? It's like the Premier League now, which I love the Premier League before it was cool. Now I like feel embarrassed talking about it.
I don't even know what any of that stuff is, and the stupid radio people talk about it. So Vrabel 16-2 as a player, as a coach 2-2. Do you know his 2 wins with the Titans? We played him 5 straight years.
2 wins with what was the 2-2 stat?
As a coach, Vrabel against the Bills. So this is our 5th year. So do you remember these?
The 2 games that we won?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Allen's rookie season and then Allen's second season when we won. His rookie season, I remember him running in a TD. I can't remember the final score of that one, but his second season, that was a home game. 2019, we played on the road after the Pats game, and we won like 14-7 or something.
Yeah, it was 14-7. Do you know you know who scored touchdowns in that game?
14-7. Allen hit some dude on a crosser. I want to say Davis. Wait, he wouldn't have been on the team yet. Never mind. Scratch that. A tight end maybe.
So we'll start 2018. We won 13-12.
Allen had a rushing TD in that one, I remember, and he was like flexing to the crowd, I think.
Yeah, we were +6 in that game.
Yeah.
And we won that one. And then in 19, it was 14-7. We were 3.5 point favorite or dogs. And Lee Smith and Duke Williams scored touchdowns.
Duke is the one I'm thinking of.
That was like to win it, to the right.
And it was like, I remember that.
But yeah, you said tight end. It was Lee Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I messed that up. But yeah, so, and then we were probably favored in the next 2 and got smoked.
Yeah, we played on the Wednesday. We were favored in that one, and then
that game was a joke. What was the line in that one? Like 2.5?
I don't have it right now, but
And then last year's game,
I don't know if
Yeah,
we
we
were
should've.
favored. We might have been.
we should have. Well, we started off like amazing. Wasn't that our first loss? I think we were 4-0 going into that game. That we
Yeah,
had to
and
be favored.
everyone's just like, oh yeah, the Titans protocol. We're gonna roll them, and then that was an ugly game.
And did anyone even I don't remember anyone big even missing the game for them. In that whole thing, we were like, we had the Chiefs coming up, and we didn't even know when that game was going to be. I mean, that was just I throw that one out completely.
Yeah, you would. Any loss we throw out.
Not just that one.
So we got a couple D tackles hurt. Although they have their starting cornerback and their starting receiver are both hurt too. So the injuries might be kind of a wash, and we have so many D tackles. But Derrick Henry in 4 games against us, he's 2-2, 4.8 a carry, 6 TDs. He's averaging 84 yards per game rushing.
But I feel like he doesn't really do anything until he'll have a long run.
Yeah, he'll blast off a 65-yard touchdown.
Nothing. Last year, the Monday Nighter, I think we were up maybe 10-0, and he had didn't he have a super long TD run?
Mm-hmm.
60 yards or something like that, but then he won't do much other than that. So
yeah, I mean, what else? Yeah, who needs
him
doing?
Did you hear Jalen Ramsey's podcast this week? He's like, if you take away their 3 big plays, it's 10-10.
Yeah, he did say something like that. It's like, okay, buddy. Yeah,
that was funny. But Henry doesn't scare me, man. I'm just not. I'm not. And he's coming off a broken foot, might not be the same. But then that other guy's hurt, which is right. He's their other back is hurt, so could be good news for us.
He's gonna run wild, but that might not matter if we can actually pass against. I don't know. I mean, I don't see the Bills covering this game. Vrabel is just guy's a fucking. I hate him. That bullshit he pulled last year with the fucking home run throwback.
I didn't get to that.
Funny.
I didn't get to the rest of my list. That was on there. I was fuming for that for days.
Oh, I was furious. I was furious. I think we went to a bar to watch it, and I was snapping.
I couldn't believe it. That was the biggest asshole move of all time.
If I was a Titans fan, I would have loved it, but Bills fan, I was just it made me irate. I was irate.
Yeah, so was I. So, yeah, but I think it's possible that the Titans this year, they could just suck. I mean, they just lost to the Giants. I mean, we talked about it, but
and they're up 16-0 or 10.
Well, when they get leads, they stop trying. They just hand it off to Henry and try and bleed the clock. And
well, they have some dickhead offensive coordinator. I think he used to be on our staff. They've been Nashville has been just ripping this guy, but
their quarterback's Ryan Tannehill. They stink.
Yeah, Todd Downing.
Name does sound familiar.
Well, the other thing, there's some weird this week. Saying Dolphins Ravens is a big game because either way, so if the Dolphins win, they'll be 2-0, assuming or hopefully the Bills win. They'd be 2-0. That's gonna be huge. That'd be a friggin' big game next week in Miami. Be sweating our friggin' balls off in the sun. But if Baltimore wins, then in 2 weeks that's gonna be a huge friggin' game. So that game is. I don't think we're getting that game either. We're getting the
every
Patriots.
game. Oh, really? Oh, what a joke. I'm not surprised, Steelers. But every game we have between now and Halloween is going to be a huge game. Maybe the Pittsburgh game is one that we should. I mean, this and Pittsburgh are our easiest games, right? Tennessee and Pittsburgh at home, got to be our easiest games.
And I don't think they're easy. Well, I mean, it's easier now. Pittsburgh with Watt, who just completely owns us.
Well, easiest relative to the 5 other games against Green Bay, Baltimore, Miami, Rams. Missing someone, but
So Todd Downing was our quarterback coach in 2014. with Dougie Marone and
Oh, okay.
we were 9-7 that year.
Yeah, that was the Orton turtling against the Raiders.
Oh, Kyle Orton. Oh God, that game. Just brutal. Guy just gives up. Week 16, guy gives up.
The season on the line. Just
turtles.
He's like, he cashed his paycheck, probably earned some incentives for playing. Probably didn't care about going to the playoffs.
Got a carton of fucking Marlboros for the charter flight home.
And then he retire, and then he retires, and then Marone quits, and wow, what a circus this organization was.
The Marone, that was the next day. Orton's like, "Nah, I'm done. I'm not playing ever again." And then on New Year's Eve, like 7 p.m., Marone's like, "Yeah, I'll take that free $4 million. Thanks, Terrence. Go drill another fucking oil well." And it's just like, okay, cool, guys.
Then I convinced myself to get excited about Rex Ryan. Oh God!
I actually go back and listen to those podcasts where I just like Rex Ryan really, and you're like, "What? I think he's got a good foot forward." I don't know. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sure I was optimistic about it at first. I give guys.
You have a brand.
Give guys the benefit of the doubt until they give me a reason not to.
Jerron.
I'm sure I talked myself into Jerron when we first hired him.
I'm sure you did.
Know. He might be the one exception. Honestly.
I think I threw my computer monitor out the fucking window upstairs in my parents' house.
Yeah. I know extending him was the low point in my Bills fan life, but
that was up there with 13 seconds, TBH.
13 seconds.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that was.
All right, you got a prediction here?
Yeah, I mean, once again, similar to last week, I think the talent disparity is about as big as it can be amongst NFL teams. I think that there's no lack of motivation for this game. I think we'll be every bit as fired up and looking to prove something against them than we were last week. I mean, this team's beat us twice in a row. Well, I'm sure they're pissed about last season. That game cost us the 1 seed. They probably feel like it cost them the Super Bowl appearance. So I just don't see how Tennessee hangs with us. I got us winning 38-12.
38-12. Wow. I don't know. Is there going to be weather? I mean, Jerry had this fucking hammer guy that do they pay him? They have to like fucking talk about the weather?
I saw like a 40% chance of rain, but based on the last season, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like raining sideways.
I still cannot believe the weather that we had last season, and it seemingly is going to continue.
Yeah, man.
It's just
that was
I don't know.
That was a huge deal with our offensive like inconsistency last season. Like people never want to talk about it, but
we have a strong arm quarterback that could also run. Why would that ever work in the weather, right? Yeah.
Well,
he's great though. Everyone loves him. Yeah, right. He's perfect.
Yeah, give me a negative. Give me a negative, real quick. Besides, he throws it too hard to McKenzie's chest.
He scrambles when we're up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's not a negative about his like ability.
He can't grow a beard.
Neither can I. What's wrong with that? Can you?
Well, we don't have the testosterone of him. The guy's working out all day. Doesn't he have more testosterone than us?
I didn't know that mattered with growing a beard, but maybe you're right.
I don't know. It seems like athletes all can grow beards, except like a couple of hockey players that I hate. But so I don't know. I mean, to predict the Bills' loss is kind of cruel. I think James Cook is going to be deactivated, but I'm going to say that was the one thing on my list I didn't get to. But our free Zoom is running out, so I'll say we're not covering. We're not going to cover. Wow. But I have the over, so I got to predict at least 49 points. So I'll say
30 to 21.
30-24, and it's that last. There could be a possession at the end, so I'll say 30-24.
Ooh, we're up 6. Titans driving. Oh God, I could see a 30-24 if it's like 30-16, and we have backups there.
Backdoor, get backdoored.
We're kneeling it, and Keenum fumbles the snap, and they run it in or something. But
all right, well, we'll see you at the lots about 2:45, 2:30, depending on traffic.
Bills like
no doubt.
Go
Bring a
fuck
sheet.
yourself. Shit, I'm all about the bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Watch out for your cornhole, bud.
Okay, Lawrence.
Yes.